What is up, party people of the internet? Welcome back to my channel, Just Simply Sports with me, Kaja. If you are new here, welcome, like and subscribe. If you're already following me, thank you. I appreciate your support. As you all know, I've been talking about the Jets for the past couple of days, and honestly, as talented as Aaron Rodgers is, I don't mean to be disrespectful because he's a Hall of Famer, right? But I just feel like he's so draining, and I feel like he's so dramatic. And he was speaking about or addressing the rumors that he got Robert Saleh fired. I haven't watched the clip, you guys. I have heard about it, but I haven't watched it. I want to watch it with you firsthand together, like a family, right? So I'm gonna play it a little bit of it. I don't want to keep you guys all day, all night. I got things to do, and so do I. I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and then we're gonna talk about it. If you drink, I don't drink, but if you drink, get a drink ready because you're probably gonna need it.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was a day that reminds you of the simple fact that all of us who played know all too well, and that's that it's a tough business. It's a beautiful profession. It's incredible. It's done so much for our.
Hold up, was that slight shade? Yesterday was a reminder to all of us that have played that this is a tough business. I think everyone with a little common sense knows that the world of professional athletes is a tough business. Why would we think anything different? Especially when there's millions and billions of dollars on the line. Okay.
Lives, but it's also a really tough business. I love Coach Saleh. We have a very solid relationship. We have since, I met him in 2021 and had a nice conversation when they came and visited us for joint practices. He was a big reason why I came to the Jets. I felt like the team, was a solid team. Had a relationship with Coach Hackett, obviously, and I really liked Coach Saleh. Everything that Matt LaFleur said about him, the few interactions I've had, the times that we went against him, I just had a lot of respect for him. And so, it was just a reminder yesterday how tough the business is. I think what people can forget in this is not only is Robert a fantastic human being and a damn good football coach, he's also a family man. He's got 7 kids. He's got an incredible wife. And the business of football can be hard, not just on those of us who are playing and coaching and doing personnel things and ownership, obviously, but it's tough on the families. And I've got to know Robert's family over the last couple of years, and especially one of his kids, Adam. Adam's my little throwing buddy from training camp. Love Adam. He's an incredible kid. And so I'm thinking there's obviously a lot of emotions, but you think about the family and the kids as much as people you love, your own family, who is the coaching staff, players, and what they're all going through. So, anybody who's kind of championing this decision, I would just appeal to the humanity of the situation and remind you there's other people involved. And Adam has to go to school today, possibly, or this week. And hopefully there's no, kids with poor parents who are making snide side comments to him. It's just a reminder there's a lot of.
Okay. All right. I had to stop it. Sir, respectfully, Mr. Rogers, if you were thinking about little Adam and him going back to school and his friends with the snide, humiliating remarks, then why did you help get that man fired? Now, I'm not there's two sides to Aaron Rodgers that I noticed. Now, there's a side of him, from what I gather, that's the diva, right? He makes everything more dramatic than what it needs to be, as opposed to just giving a decision and saying, "Hey, I'll be back next season." It's like, I don't know. I'm going to take time to think. I'm going to go to the cave. I went to Egypt. All these different things, right? But then there's the other side of him that I think is really loyal, because whenever he goes someplace, like, he goes with his people. He's going to make sure that if you sign him, you bring in his coach has a job. Hence Nathaniel Hackett, who should have been escorted out the door with Robert Saleh. I stand 10 toes on that. But he's going to look out for him. He looked out. I forgot who else was the other guy that he brought there last season. I cannot think of his name. But he seems to be very loyal to those that he considers friends, that he cares and loves. And I will give him that credit. Now, This to me seems like a very political answer. Robert and I have a solid relationship, solid being the operative word. If you know to grow and love this man and his family and little Adam and his wonderful wife and all the other six kids that he has, I don't know, solid to me is not the word that you would use. I mean, I'm a woman, so I think differently. But it just seems a little bit disingenuous from my opinion. Now, I'm not going to say that when he spoke to the owner a few days ago, that he said, look, I need Robert Saleh out of here because he's an awful coach. Like, I want him fired, gone. But I do not believe that he sat on the phone with the owner and they had no conversation at all about the head coach or about the coaching in general. I don't believe that. And I don't think that he said, "Hey, fire him," but I don't believe that he tried to stop it either. This to me is no way that he was not aware of this decision and what was about to happen. And I feel like because he's Aaron Rodgers, I've seen some comments like, "Is Aaron Rodgers still elite enough? He's not what he used to be." The hell with that. He is still Aaron freaking Rodgers. He still has the resume that he has. And in spite of him not playing the way he did back in the day and him being 40 years old, you cannot take that away from him. You cannot erase his incredible resume, his incredible history, his career that spanned over 2 decades. You cannot do that. So yes, because the house being the Jets organization is bet solely on him, they're gonna go with what he says. Okay, like he's not going to convince me that he had nothing to do with it at all, at all. I don't believe it. This to me seems very politically correct. It's giving maybe I'm running for mayor when I'm done. I don't. Again, disingenuous is the word that comes to mind. And even when he's speaking, and maybe he's a man, and maybe this is so I'm a woman. I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit more passionate, but I don't feel like he spoke a lot about the human aspect. He mentioned his family a few times while he was speaking, and it didn't really feel like someone who really took to heart the fact that it's aside from the coach part of it, his family is also now that he's taken care of, I'm sure, without a job and that he has a kid. He mentioned it, but it didn't really feel like he was connecting with what he was saying. But the words sound good, but I didn't really get any emotion behind it. I didn't really feel like he genuinely felt what he was saying. I don't know, you guys. They play the Bills next week, Monday. And if you know, Josh Allen is my favorite quarterback, and so is Lamar Action Jackson. But those two are my faves. I am rooting for the Bills. I do not care. It's Bills Mafia. It's Baltimore Ravens. For me, that's where it is. So I'm praying that Buffalo Bills come through and shut New York Jets down. But I know now that they announced that Todd is going to be taking over the play calling from here on out, even though Robert Saleh had told him that before he was fired, like an hour or so later. I'm curious to see what's going to happen because I think the biggest part of the Jets was not the defense. They've had a solid defense for a while, even before Aaron Rodgers came there. It was the offensive side of the ball that stunk and it still stinks. Now we know that Aaron Rodgers can still throw. However, he doesn't have what he used to, things that he was able to do when he was younger, and he's older now. He's not old, but by NFL standards, he's old. So there are certain things that he once was able to do that you don't see him doing. I don't know if it's because he hadn't played for so long and he didn't really participate in preseason, and we know how that goes, right? But I feel like he's still kind of warming up, learning to trust his body again, because he's obviously, I feel like that's a big mental part when it comes to athletes. They don't want to get injured. Once you get injured, I feel like mentally you're like, oh crap, I don't want to run the wrong way. I don't want to land the wrong way. I don't want to hurt myself again and be out for a whole season. And that's fair because they're still human beings. Nobody wants to be out for a whole season on the sidelines. Like, damn, I wish I could get out there and play and help my team. So I feel like once he gets past that part, and hopefully Todd will put some different schemes in there, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, because I want them to still lose to the Bills, but hopefully, just for the sake of watching a good game, do something with this offense to kind of liven it up because the offense is just stagnant. There's just nothing, and in today's NFL, Long gone are the days where the quarterback could just stand there and just throw it. Unless you got a really, really great arm and a strong offensive line to hold up that defense and buy you time, like Captain Kirk, who we saw hitting that swag surf right away, which I loved. Um, but you kind of asked out, and he's been getting knocked on his ass because they're not holding up. They're not buying him enough time. They're not buying him enough time. So we will see what happens. What do you guys think though about this whole ordeal? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Aaron Rodgers was behind it, or do you believe that he's innocent? Let me know. I look forward to seeing your comments, reading your comments, and then talking to you, of course, in the next video.